Hello everyone, Machine Gun Joe here, and I am playing Red Faction Guerrilla. Um, Now, I don't see too many people playing this game online, or anyone on my friends list certainly doesn't play this game. And I've noticed a lot of people don't play this game, and I'm just telling you that I think this is a game that you would basically want to pick up. I think it's a classic. Um, I mean, if you like uh, Grand Theft Auto type of games, third persons, just like this, and you get into cars and you do missions and just a very Grand Theft Auto type of way of playing, then you will love this game. It's Grand Theft Auto on the planet Mars, so there's a gravity difference in when you jump, as demonstrated here, and with cars going off jumps and everything. And Red Faction, what it's always been about is that blowing shit up. Excuse me, pardon me. So, throwing charges on very particular points in a building to make it come down as efficiently as possible. And it's great. I love blowing up buildings, and it still has all the same cool stuff that like your normal third person kind of game has, which is shooting bad guys, in various cool ways. And there's definitely that in this game. Lots of cool ways to kill people, especially when you add this kind of element to it. And that's why this game is a classic, in my opinion, is because this is the only game on the PlayStation or the Xbox 360 where you can blow buildings up in such a very precise, physics-generated type way. And there we have a collapse. That is so... I am telling you, take my word for it. It is so awesome to kill a bunch of enemies. This is a revolutionary type game, so you're trying to start a revolution, so you're up against army, you're up against the establishment, quote unquote, if you will. So killing army troops, evil army troops on Mars, um, while they're eating lunch inside of a building and throwing charges on the outside of the building at its foundations and killing them that way, making the building collapse, is so cool. It's just such... I love this game. They they did such a good job in the concept. And there's a part 2 coming out. It's called Armageddon. I got mixed feelings about that. I haven't really seen too many videos. But anyway, more about this game. So what the purpose of this video, and it's going to be a string of videos, is I'm going to do the walkthrough. I can't promise you how far I'm going to get in the game. I have a life, I have other things to do, and beating the game certainly does take some time. I'm not going to be thorough, but I'll show you some secrets and stuff like that, and I'll describe the videos appropriately. And see, here's a really good example. Now, at this point, you're only allowed to drop... Oh, see, that's awesome. See, at this point in the game, you're only allowed to drop 2 charges at a time, but later it can get up to 20. And that's where you can bring down very big buildings, all in just one huge detonation, or chain of detonations. This is such a cool game. So, and this is the very first level, so it's very, tutorial based. So, back to my excuses. I can't promise you that I can finish the entire game, so we'll get as far as I have will for, and we're starting at the very beginning. Whoops. And, the graphics are pretty good. They're very, even the most critical people have to admit that the graphics on this game are pretty decent. It's certainly no Grand Theft Auto graphics, but it's pretty close. And when you're blowing up buildings, I mean, that really looks cool. So there's definitely a stealthy aspect to this game. You can't just run in there and cause havoc and get shot 1,000 times. especially when you're on the difficulty hard and above. You certainly have to plan your strategic attacks out very carefully. And of course, things get harder. You know, you're not just blowing up guys and, you know, infantrymen. There's tanks, there's cars, there's flying objects, and then there is also kind of like natives. Not native like they're Martians, but they certainly consider themselves Martians. Anyway, this is your war chest. This is where all your guns are going to be. And of course, we don't have anything right now. You know, and as much as possible, I'm going to try and skip through all these cutscenes and everything. You know, I don't want to spoil anything, so you can watch all that stuff for yourself. This base here is basically where you start the game each time you load it up again. Just like Grand Theft Auto, where you have to, you know, you have to start each loaded game in your apartment. You have to start it in the base, and your base is always going to look something like this. And there'll be bases throughout the entire map of Mars. So I guess this is like mission 2 or whatever. The trophies in this game are like endless, and it's like Grand Theft Auto. It's the kind of game where if you really want to get 100% completion, you are talking about putting in 100 hours plus. Easy. Take this for example. This is an ore. Appears naturally on the planet Mars, apparently. And it gives you a lot of it gives you a lot of salvage. These two red pieces right here is salvage, and notice that 32 at the bottom. Salvage, when you blow up buildings, I guess I forgot to say, when you blow up buildings and enemy vehicles and stuff, salvage becomes available. Just basically scraps of metal. You use that scrap of metal to turn into the base and upgrade all guns and weapons. Now that's cool. And if you can, it's very hard to see probably, but on your mini map in the bottom left hand corner, there's red areas indicated on the map, and those are enemy buildings that you can blow up that would give you a lot of salvage. So that's the thing that you do when you're not doing missions in the game. You're basically blowing stuff up and collecting salvage and upgrading your weaponry overall. Alright, I'm at the base. Good. Use whatever you can to bring her down. So the mission here is to blow this building up and to blow it up. So remember I said earlier to blow up buildings efficiently? Well, you know, these are little fuel canisters. Maybe place these in pretty particular spots. Throw a bomb. This is obviously some huge hydrogen fuel tank. This would be really great to place a bomb on. And then you just watch the havoc. Now, you'll see the bottom of my screen appear that I'm going to get more salvage. There it is. And that's it. That's basically a major point of the game. And there we have collapse. I love that. I just love watching things like blow up like that. And this is very cool too. I like the overall combat of the game. They did it good. Whoa. And I'm about to die, so oh man. A decent strategy of fighting infantrymen is when your health gets low, just hang out without getting shot for at least 5 seconds, and then your health will fully recharge. So basically, you know, the game is basically pretty unrealistic in that aspect that you get shot a lot. At least I do. I don't know. And he, you know, this Mason, who is your top character, is basically invincible. I don't know. We'll make these videos into 15-minute increments, and the description of each video will be appropriate, so you can, if there's something specific you want to do, you should be able to find that out by reading the description. And this is very reminiscent of Grand Theft Auto. Here's another hint. The enemy vehicles, and by the way, if you blow up friendly buildings, you're not going to get any salvage. If I was to blow up this car, I will get 0 salvage. Why? Because it's a friendly vehicle. Only enemy vehicles will give you salvage. Only enemy buildings. Anyway, blowing up enemy vehicles is like maybe the #1 way of getting salvage, because there's a lot of them all the time. All you got to do is shoot your gun in the middle of a city or something, and the alarm will go off, and you'll get a bunch of vehicles coming your way, and the more vehicles you blow up, the more come, and you really get a lot of salvage out of it. It takes only 2 to blow up a vehicle, only 2 charges. See, and I like that. You can blow vehicles up, like have them spin around in like 1,000 different ways. Now they have tanks, they have planes that you can get into, and when you're in the tank, that is so cool. Excuse me, you can't get into a plane, but they do have tanks that you can get into, and that really is really cool, because you know, if the hill or if the incline or decline is just right, and if you shoot your tank at a car and it's coming off a jump, you can just launch that car into the air, and it's so cool. You know, and we'll definitely be demonstrating that, and it's really easy to do. It's not like super difficult, like you need a tutorial to do it. Just play the game and you'll be able to check it out. Anyway, so this is like your first mission done. Reload. This is how you get all of your ammunition filled up again. So, these little blue spots is stuff that you should definitely blow up and tear down. It tells you what they are when you get over them. This is a smokestack, so it's a big pipe. These yellow things, the yellow icons, are the missions. All this other stuff, and you only see one here, or I guess there's 2. But when you start unlocking bigger maps, there's, you know, 50 of these things all over the map, and they're side missions you don't have to do, but will give you a whole bunch of salvage if you do them. So, and they're different mission types. Like, I think it ranges from basically your basic kind of escort, you know, follow the guy type of mission, just like they have in like Assassin's Creed or Grand Theft Auto. They have rescue the hostages, they have blow up the building, they have prevent buildings from being blown up. That's like a protection type of mission. And this right here is a Demolition Master's mission. It's blow up buildings as efficiently as possible, and you'll get salvage for it. I'll show you that first.